My name is Ejafo Sumkenechi Miriam. I worked for the INEC social media section and I worked in the situation room for INEC.
What brought you? How did you become a part of it?
Okay, so I was brought in by EIE Nigeria, Enough is Enough Nigeria, by Amara Wampa to help the INEC manage their social media for the 2011 election. And that's how I became part of it.
What was the experience like for you?
It was very enlightening, very exciting. I got to see the election and INEC from their own point of view, what they had to offer, how the whole electoral process went on, how the situation room was like, and how the masses reacted directly to INEC, directly to the chairman and everybody else involved in that process.
What were the challenges you had performing this role?
The challenges I had were basically from the stakeholders, the people responding to INEC Twitter account, responding to INEC Facebook, the language section. Like most times I couldn't communicate to them the languages they needed to communicate with. I couldn't provide them the specific information they needed at that time. I couldn't provide them with numbers, like exact numbers they wanted to know. So those were my challenges. And then getting information from some of them was a bit challenging as well. Because most of them I can't communicate with them directly. I have to look for someone and at the end of the day maybe they've got the phone or they've gone away, and then giving information as well from that side. Most times it wasn't specific. Sometimes it wasn't specific. Most times they give their polling units, they give their numbers, and communication basically. I think that was my main challenge. Communicating with them directly was my main challenge.
I understand INEC had a Twitter account.
Yes.
At INEC
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
At INEC Nigeria, yes.
What was the response like using that tool?
It was insane. It was marvelous. It was very direct, very specific. Everybody was involved. I was at a time. There had to be 4 of us managing Twitter account at the same time because people needed information. People needed to know, okay, should I go to my polling center now? What's my polling center number? How do I know what my number is? Because most of them didn't know where it was on their voter's card. So people needed to know, okay, how do I get to know my polling number? How do I get to, if I have this to report, how do I get it to INEC? Can I speak to Jega? There are people who want to speak to Jega personally. Can I speak to Jega? Is he giving me response to what I want? Is he arresting these people rigging? Is he doing anything for it? I just didn't expect the Twitter account to be this active, but it was a mess. It was mind-blowing.
So you're saying that you were kind of overwhelmed, your office was kind of overwhelmed with the amount of tweets you were getting, with the amount of information received.
Yes.
How did you manage that?
Basically, I started giving out general and specific information. Like most people will be like, what is the number I can call you with? And then I'll reply 080 this. Instead of that, I would just put out, this is the number you can reach INEC on. And then I give them the 7 numbers. There are 7 numbers. This is the email you can reach INEC on. Then I give them the email account. If you need to call INEC, this is it. If you need to text INEC, this is it. This is the INEC website. There's specific information there. If you need it, instead of just coming to me on Twitter, just go directly to the INEC website, get the information you need. So by the next election, the questions like that reduced. So then they start giving me feedback instead. They start giving me the results. They start giving me criminal cases, like the people who had rigging instances especially. I know this person. He's helping this person rig. I know this person, what he's doing. I know this person, what they're doing. So they start giving me most of the feedback. So I start giving less because like all I need to do is give them exactly what they wanted. I knew exactly what they wanted by the next, after the first gubernatorial, after the next presidential, I was exact, okay, this is number, this is the email, text messaging, who you can speak to. You can't talk to Jega, you have to talk to this person or that person, yeah.
Personally, how did you feel being in that position where you knew that, you were giving out information that could make or mar the elections?
I think it made me more responsible because I knew that if I give out an information that is not correct, an information that is not right or valid, the response from Twitter is insane in the sense that if you give out information that is not specific, they're able to get, okay, are you sure of what you're saying? So that way I had to manage information. It helped me learn how to manage information. At the same time, at a point people were referring to me as, yes sir, thank you sir for for helping the election go so well. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I was glad. I was very happy to be a part of it.
Going forward, we're looking forward to elections starting as early as 2012 for some gubernatorial elections. What do you think INEC can do to make this process smoother than what we had now?
They should utilize social media. Basically, INEC started their social media accounts late, say 2 weeks before the election. They had an existing account since 2010. So when I came in, all I did was I started seeing this is like, how can you have an INEC account and you don't operate? How do you have an INEC account and you don't operate? How do you have an INEC Twitter account and you don't operate? So basically, I think INEC, they need to know that months before the election, they should be involved social media wise, yes. And then in terms of responses, they should have available answers, available and accurate answers, and not just keep people asking questions and waiting for your answers. Yes.
Final words?
My last words are that the youth, those who weren't involved in the last election, they should try. There are lots of mediums where they can get involved without even knowing it, especially social media wise. Everybody talks about how they want Nigeria to change, how they want Nigeria to be better, blah blah blah. But if you want this to happen, you have to start bit by bit. Little things matter. Going to register matter. Reporting matters. Reporting rigging matters. Don't just give away your vote and your rights and everything you can because of money and things like that. Get involved personally. When you get involved personally, you will feel, you'll be overwhelmed by the positive impact you make even without knowing it.
Thank you.